Hello folks, and welcome to a new episode of Tech News, this time on a Saturday. We have some news on the Galaxy Tab S9 FE. This is episode 20. Let's go ahead and jump in. First things first, remember in episode 17 of Tech News when I hinted that the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE could potentially drop alongside the upcoming Galaxy Tab S9 series, the flagship series. I even said that I would not be surprised if they did. There is one more thing like Steve Jobs used to do and then unveil the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. Well, we got some pretty interesting stuff drop on us yesterday. And with that, by the way, we do have some estimated launch date for this upcoming mid-range series, but they are conflicting already because of some production delays. But let's go ahead and unpack all of this. As of yesterday, we got some major leaks on the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE series, meaning now we know what these bad boys here will look like, and the timing of this drop here actually is very important, because if you have been following the tech news on this channel and also reserved using my link like many of you did so that you can save some money on the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 series or any other devices that you may want to order, then you probably noticed that the reserve page looked incredibly vague, very unlike the previous reserve pages that we had seen in the past that were fairly specific and you knew exactly which specific devices you were placing the reservation for. Now, in about 2 weeks, we will find out, what this whole vagueness of the reserve page is about as it relates to the Tab S9 FE. But anyway, it looks like the reserve page is pretty intriguing, right? Because if you are just reserving for a device out of the huge lineup of devices that, Samsung is set to launch on the 26th of July, and this could all be because Samsung is launching way more devices this time around than they typically do, along with a surprise that they can give you the opportunity to then apply your reserve discount on a device that you would not expecting to see launch. That way you're not locked into buying exactly the device that you committed for, during the reservation. But anyways, before we go ahead and talk about the actual launch date of the Tab S9 FE, let's go ahead and just highlight some of the stuff that dropped, right? Some of the specs actually already made their way through the leaks here. Now, I've mentioned in previous videos that we will have two models of the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. There will be a large model and a small model from now on. Now, because these are set to be Samsung mid-range tablets, they of course will be successors to the current mid-range tablets. And as a reminder, or in case you didn't know, those mid-range tablets would be the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite here, and of course the current Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE, with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite being the mid to lower tier on that mid-range spectrum, or that Samsung mid-range tablet spectrum, and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE being the mid to upper tier of that same mid-range Galaxy tablet spectrum. We will now see a regular Galaxy Tab S9 FE, which is going to be the successor to the current 2022 Galaxy Tab S6 Lite that you see here. It will be pushing a 10.9 inches display, so about 0.5 inches more or larger than the current Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite here. We will also see a single rear camera on the back of that Tab S9, or the regular Tab S9. You're going to have a fingerprint sensor, which by the way is going to be pretty new for mid-range Galaxy tablets, and it's also set to feature pogo pins so that you can connect to an official Samsung dock or maybe its own official keyboard cover, which again, not currently present on this model here, on the 2022 or even the 2020 model. You definitely have some official launch from Samsung that contracted with third parties, but you do not have an official Samsung dock that you can go ahead and dock this particular tablet on. Now, the next feature here is going to be a dual speaker setup, just like what we have here, and it finally, of course, will have an upgraded chipset, right? So the chipset is set to be, or at least rumored to be, an Exynos 1380, and those are a few of the specs that dropped on the Galaxy, or the upcoming Galaxy Tab S9 FE. Then, of course, we will have the large one, the Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus, and it will be the successor to the current Galaxy Tab S7 FE that you see here. This one will be boasting a larger display when compared to the regular Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE, and we are looking at 12.4 inches. So just like what we have here on the Tab S7 FE, you also will have those pogo pins supported on it, along with an official keyboard and other official accessories, but I'm not sure whether it will be compatible with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Plus series, right? Because if you are at all familiar, then you would know that the current model, the Tab S7 FE, is actually compatible, or I should say it actually shares some of the same accessories that you would find on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus and even the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus. So I'm not sure whether Samsung is going to keep that going with the upcoming Tab S9 FE, but we'll have to, just go ahead and wait and see. Now, just like the regular Tab S9 FE, it will also be rocking a dual speaker setup, fingerprint sensor, single rear camera on the back, like I mentioned with the regular one, along with that same platform as the regular one, which, as I mentioned, is going to be an Exynos 1380. Now, a few things that they both will be sharing would be, the variants, right? So the color, if you want to call it that. So you have different colors on either one of these two. You'll notice that the renders here are showing the silver variant. Then there will be a gray variant if you want, to go for a more, or for a darker color, I should say. Then there's a light green and also a light pink, like we saw with the regular Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 FE when it dropped. Also, both tablets will be boasting LCDs, unlike what we see with the flagship tablets or the upcoming flagship, the Tab S9, which are set to all be pushing OLED displays, which makes sense, right? They're set to be more, affordable tablets when compared to the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, which are going to be, a lot more, of the flagship tablets. So let's go ahead and cover the dates. So now the dates. The official, or at least what we initially saw in terms of launch dates, was claimed by multiple articles that these are set to be released on the 26th of July alongside the regular Galaxy Tab S9 series. Again, multiple reputable articles were claiming that these will be coming alongside the S9 series, which is also what I'm personally hoping for, and I believe I've shared this with you guys in episode 17 of Tech News, which again is just my hope. But anyway, so here comes the conflict. We all know, we've known that Samsung had been working on an upcoming mid-range series. In fact, we had already seen in prior leaks that, they were working on these FE models and that they would eventually drop sometime this year, but apparently there were some production issues, and this, by the way, is a statement by the one and only Ross Young, and some of you may know him. He's a prolific leaker and generally he's on top of his stuff. But anyways, according to Ross here, these production issues caused delays that could have, potentially pushed everything related to the Galaxy Tab S9 FE by about 2 months, meaning now there is a speculation for a launch in the fall instead, as opposed to the 26th of this month. But I guess we just got to stay positive, because bottom line is this: if Samsung is able to figure everything out, they'll probably push it out in about 2 weeks when the regular Tab S9 drops. But if they don't, I guess we'd have to look forward to these dropping sometime in the fall. And again, this is all based off of, all of the leaked information that dropped yesterday. So best case scenario, we see it in 2 weeks. Worst case scenario, we see it in 2 months. And we're just going to keep it at that. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to cover the other devices that I previously couldn't cover in the previous edition of Tech News, meaning the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Watch 6, along with the foldables. But as I'm looking at the time here, I think we're just going to go ahead and end this edition of Tech News here. I will have more in the next episode, or on the next episode, however you say that. I can never get that right. I will have more, meaning I will stay updated so that you are updated. Up until that next episode, of course, as always, stay safe out there.